because he killed his father Uriah.
And we pause that. Shalom, call Halal, Yahawah, Bashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Qadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers, the 144,000, the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like the heathen, and to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning it. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone, coming at you with part 2. All right, and we're just gonna continue on because the commercial came, and I was gonna run out of time on here anyway, so I can just keep going with this and keep moving with the precepts. So here we go.
Venus, the god of the sky, and so he took over the cosmos. This is all Greek mythology, and it's important that you know this because it ties directly into Saturnalia. Do you notice something about this god? Do you notice he always has a small child with him? We take a look at the next set of pictures. This is also Kronos.
And they're all in all those images. They're devouring their children. You know, with like the famous interview with Rabbi Finkelstein, and he talking about the blood and all that stuff. The mock the mock child sacrifices that they do at the Bohemian Grove, which he goes deep into that history, you know, in this the beginning of it. All right.
He ate his sons because he was afraid that they would kill him like he killed his own father. And so he killed and ate his kids so they could never take his throne. He's a cannibalist.
So that goes to show you how wicked Esau is, because, you know, that's how you stay on the throne. By having sons. All right? Because then when you pass, you know, 3-4 generations, you're back on the throne again as long as your family keeps the throne. So Esau is just a backwards, godless dog. All right? They just are. And then, you know, and everything that they believe in is vanity. Matter of fact, it makes me think of Psalms 2 and 8. Or 2 and 1. And it reads, "Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsels together against Yahawah and against his anointing, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." So just like in the first part of the video, we went into the history of how the Edomites were placed under subjection of John Hyrcanus. All right. And then they were forced to follow the ways of the Talmud and of Judea. And out of that, you know, sprang what you refer to today. Now you have these Edomites, all right, the Herodians, all right, and then you had this group of humanity, this group of Edomites that even back then referred to themselves as Jewish. That's where it comes from. And then they took this Jewish thing during the time of the Khazars, the same people, reinstituted it, and then added the Talmud into it. So and are hiding behind religion. That's why they call it Judeo-Christian. And he even talks about how they hijacked the Catholic Church, which is believable because the Pope and all his highest bishops, they all wear yarmulkes, just like the small hatters. All right, and acknowledge them. So that's very feasible. You know, it's almost obvious. Okay. Let me grab this one. It's, 2 Thessalonians 2. I'm going to start at verse 4. And it reads, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself Salakia, above all that is called God and that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, how I told you these things? And ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity," all right, "doth already work. Only he who letteth will let until he be taken out of the way." So the Lord is letting you know that Esau, Edom, what is the wicked, all right, and that they were in power even back then, all right. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. I've probably done at least 100 videos on this topic. All right, personally, at least. All right, probably more than that. In all honesty, it's probably actually I'm being modest. It's probably more about 300 or 400 on this video. On this topic alone. And now you got all these people confirming what I said, confirming what the apostle said, confirming what the elder bishop has said, confirming what other elder brothers have said. Esau is completely, cheeks in the wind, cold as hell. He's exposed, man. All right, let's let him go a little bit more.
You're going to see some incredible ties here. Cronus' birthday was the winter solstice because the sun is born every year. Now we're starting to get into the tough stuff. So Cronus' birthday was Christmas. Why was it Christmas or the winter solstice? Why was it the winter solstice? Because this is when the sun is rebirthed. This is when the sun is born. The sun is born on the winter solstice. Does that sound anything like a religion that you know of? That the sun is born on the winter solstice at Christmas time. And
that religion is false. That religion is called Catholicism and Christianity, Judeo-Christendom. All right, because in the Bible, it does not say that the Lord was born on Christmas. That is an Edomite thing. The Lord was born during the spring, during the Passover. The Passover comes in the spring. It comes at the end of March. Typically, it's in the last week of March or the first week of April. All right. So what he's trying to use as an argument is non and void. That's corrupt information. But I digress.
At the celebration of the rising of the sun. Do you see the trickery that's happening here? Do you see the mind or the word play that's happening here that plays with your mind? That's all intentional. Cronus, also known as Saturn, is also known as Saturn. Now, why is Cronus also known as Saturn? Rings. The rings of time. Okay? What does time do? Time devours all things. This reminds me of the riddle that Gollum presented to Bilbo when he was down in the tunnels and depths with Gollum. And Gollum said, "This thing devours all things. Birds, beasts, flowers, trees, gnaws iron, bites steel, turns hard stone to meal, slays the king, ruins the town, and beats the high mountain down."
Well, he's watched Lord of the Rings quite a bit because he recited that off the top of his head. I couldn't have done that to save my life. So, yeah, he believes in, I don't know, maybe Lords of the Rings is his God, but yeah, that was actually pretty impressive that he remembered that quotation from a movie character, almost like a poem.
And the answer is time. Time devours all things. This God represents the devouring of life. Who devours all of life? Lucifer, the black sun.
So damn freaking commercial. Let's get rid of it.
Hey, Simeon, what are you doing?
They're gonna use Jake all in the Greek too.
That's still my vocal.
Totally in the Greek. All right.
And so Saturn was known as the black sun, which is time, which devours all things. Saturn Cronus was given a day of worship called Saturn's Day or Saturday. Folks, to this day, we still have a Saturday. Guess what happened on Saturday in ancient times? That was Saturn's Day. That's when everybody worshipped Kronos. Who's Kronos? Kronos is Lucifer, the black sun. Why does a hexagram represent Saturn? Well, maybe because there's a hexagon on top of Saturn. Did you know that? And how do you think these ancient people knew that?
See, that's what he's talking about. On top of on Saturn and on its rings, you got this hexagon and the 6-point star. You see the connection, and you're 666. So Esau Edom truly is a devil, and they're heavy into occultism. They're heavy into symbology, And all these symbols are hidden in modern day businesses and on TV and TV commercials, and and this is what they do. But once again, they're being exposed. All right, this is Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna start at 11. All right, and it reads, "Thy pomp is brought down to the ground, Salakia. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave." My screen is cracked. I was reading this from my phone, so Salakia. "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the vials and the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." So worms are associated with decay. As I heard Elder Apostle Tahar say, about a month ago, I was watching one of his lessons, and when you die, your immune system starts working, so all the viruses in your body begin to consume your flesh, all the worms. Right? Your immune system is what keeps you alive. Well, your spirit, and then your immune system works as a result of it. When your spirit leaves you, the heat leaves. And you get cold, and well, there you go. All right, it's like sitting out a piece of meat out of the refrigerator. If you just leave it out, it's going to begin to rot. So there you go. But it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakens the nations?" So understanding that Judeo-Christianity is been the main religion of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Judeo-Christianity is buried in this occultism, and one of its symbols is this hexagon, and it's Saturn and Saturnalia. These are some of its main symbols. All right, right along with the cross, and he shows you how the cross, when you unfold that cube, it actually turns into a cross, a perfect cross. Right, and the cross is an X, which means you've been X'd out, and their whole religion is based around death. Especially the sacrificing of children, like you were looking at that god Kronos. All of that's interconnected. Kronos is another way of saying Saturn, which is another way of saying Lucifer, and these people truly are the synagogue of Satan. All right, and it says, verse 13, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into the heaven and will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." All right, that's here in North America. They're ruling. They've been basically ruling the world from here. All right, but now America is done. The elites are done with it. That's why America is on a fast decline. All right, America's on life support, and the plug is about to be pulled because they can no longer sustain the life support that it's on. All right. So once that goes off, it's over. The worm's gonna start to eat. All right, and it says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms?" This whole video, this man has been calling them Lucifer and Satan. All right, they worship the black sun. All right, and hence the reason why we hate that word black, because when you put black in front of anything, it means that it's wicked, it's dirty, it's evil, and they're referring to the black sun as Satan. So so that's why they changed the description of a swarthy, of a dark brown complected man from swarthy to being black. Now you're black people. You see how the understanding of words, Apostle Gabar has been drilling that into our heads since 2007. The importance and understanding of looking up, words and understanding words. All right. That's why they took the word swarthy away as a description, because swarthy completely lets you know that it's talking about complexion. All right. That is definitely and absolutely talking about complexion, like the complexion of the Jews. Of the Judeans, I should say. All right, because the house of David never referred to themselves as Jews. That's a title that was added after the fact. So with that, I hope this was enlightening and uplifting. All praises going honor to Yahawah, Sham, Qadash, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.